Shalom, all praise, honor, and glory and fear unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Arakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect striving for salvation in these electrifying times. So what I wanted to do in this video was let this quick video play because just recently it's been reported that the U.S. shot down an Iranian drone, a drone from Iran. And previously, Iran shot down a U.S. drone. So I'm going to let this video play, and I'm going to commentary on the video afterwards through scriptures.
Tensions with Iran and the US are getting higher by the day, and believe it or not, Australia is more involved than we might think. On June 20 this year, Iran shot down a US military surveillance drone. No one died, but they did destroy a pretty expensive piece of equipment. The US military responded targeting Iran with a cyber attack that disrupted Iran's missile program, and Donald Trump traded insults with Iranian officials over the events.
This drone was in international waters. Clearly, we have it all documented. It's documented scientifically, not just words. And they made a very bad mistake.
The White House actions mean it is mentally retarded.
But the feud between Iran and the US actually goes back years before that. So, by 2015, Iran had almost enough uranium to make a nuclear bomb. Uranium is like a substance that you can dig out of the ground and use to make nuclear fuel and power plants, or in high quantities to make a nuclear bomb. Iran had a lot of it. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean they were making a nuclear bomb, but they could have if they wanted to. But at the same time, Iran's economy was screwed thanks to international sanctions. So in July 2015, Iran and 6 major world powers signed the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, which we all just call the Iran deal out of laziness. Under the deal, Iran agreed to scrap most of its uranium and its nuclear building facilities in exchange for those sanctions to be lifted so its economy could improve. Now, everything was smooth sailing. The sanctions came off and regular inspections didn't find any evidence of Iran breaking its agreement. Last May, Donald Trump withdrew from the deal and reimposed the sanctions, saying it was a horrible one-sided deal that gave too much to Iran.
They were in big trouble. They needed cash. We gave it to them.
The president imposed 2 rounds of sanctions on Iran, declared a powerful arm of Iran's military a terrorist organization, and threatened Iran on Twitter after a rocket landed near the US embassy in Baghdad. All this drone stuff is just the latest. Here's where things start to get scary. Iran just broke the 2015 deal for the first time since it came into effect. The deal limited Iran to a 300-kilo stockpile of uranium, and on June 27, Iran announced it had exceeded that amount. Now, experts say they'd need more than triple that to do any real damage, and Iran would take about a year to get to that point. But consider it this way. As of now, the countdown is on, and Iran has threatened other breaks in the deal too. The Iranian government has plans to increase the levels at which it enriches its uranium fuel and to build a nuclear reactor in its industrial capital. Now, maybe you're watching this all like, I'm an Aussie, it doesn't affect me. But if you drive a car, take public transport, have a job, or have any opinion one way or the other on the Australians getting involved in a massive global conflict, you're going to want to care. See, Australia and the US have long been good mates, and Scott Morrison has refused to rule out Australian involvement in a potential conflict, telling the ABC
Having technical difficulties, that's Satan. I don't know why it's not continuously playing. Well, anyway, there's only a few seconds left on the video. You can watch the video yourself. I got this from Top Buzz, but this actual video is on news.com.au. You can pull it up and finish watching the video yourself. The thing that's ironic about the situation is this is not only is this biblical prophecy, it's also what you see going on in regular news. It's before biblical prophecies used to just be things that we knew, and you had to look on alternative news networks to see the prophecies. But now they're starting to report these issues or these situations on your mainstream media news outlets. You know, and regular, just small news networks are all now starting to report these things. Why? Because the Most High is magnifying the prophecies, which He's gonna show throughout the earth, and then it's gonna be televised. So, and another thing, the rest of this video goes in because it had mentioned Australia. So you have Australia as an ally to the U.S. And when Russia's an ally to Iran. But back when those sanctions were placed on Iran, they were placed on Iran because Iran, it wasn't that they possibly could build nuclear bombs. They had a nuclear weapons program. And I believe it was Obama that placed all these sanctions on them because you know exactly if they developed the nuclear bombs, which they had the capability, and they have nuclear bombs at this point. They knew that once that happens, they would be aiming them at who? At America. So the scriptures I want to get into first, because Iran plays a big part in this whole ordeal, and it's written of in the scriptures. This is Ezekiel 38:1. It says, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him." Now that's talking about Iran. The original Meshach, Salakia, Tubal and Magog is talking about Russia, and these are lands within Russia that used to be inhabited by before they were pushed and moved out of there was the Japhites, but now as that land is Russia and the Edomites that are in that land today. Verse 3, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws and bring thee forth, and all thine armies and all thy army horses and horsemen, and all of thy clothes with all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Because the Most High is putting Russia back into that USSR mindset. He's putting that spirit back on them to be, they're going to be ruthless. That's what he means by when he says putting turning thee back and putting hooks in thy jaws, making them ruthless, putting that warrior war mentality in their mindsets, back how Russia used to be. Verse 5, it says, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmets. Gomar and all his bands, the house of Tagamah of the north quarters, all of his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare thyself, and thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So who are they going to be a guard unto? Russia's going to be a guard unto Iran, and Iran is the modern day Persia, the Persians. So that's who Iran's going to be a guard unto. So when this things keep bubbling and boiling, and once it boil over, the burning part of it is what? America getting missile shot on them by who? By Russia. By Russia being a guard unto Iran. And I want to bring out a couple more scriptures. I want this video to be pretty quick because I saw this news clip and it popped onto my phone because I follow this Top Buzz app, and it gives me a lot of Top Buzz, and most of it I basically listen to the news parts. This is Jeremiah 50:1. It says, "The word of the Lord spake against Babylon." Babylon is the modern day Babylon is America. "Against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not." That's what's happening right now. The Most High is not concealing the prophecies, and the Most High servants, his watchmen, are not concealing the truth. They're bringing it out. They're publishing it. Publishing when brothers go out and speak, brothers put up videos. This is part of publishing it. This is it being brought forth. and 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 then as more and more as the prophecies happen, you'll see them unfold. It says, "Say Babylon is taken, Baal is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces." Those are ancient idols of the Babylonians. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces, and that's going to happen to the modern day America as well. All these idols that people worship are going to be broken as well. It says, "For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her." Who is that nation? Who is that out of the north? That's talking about Russia. Russia is the northern country that sits north of America. It says, come for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. Because when the missiles come, they're gonna be extracting souls out of fleshes when it hits. It describes that in Malachi. Verse 4, it says, "In those days and in that time, said the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek the Lord of their power." And you should be supposed to be seeking the Most High now, not when this happens, when these prophecies start screaming at you. They're talking to you now. They're going to scream, and by the time they're screaming, then it's going to be too late. The Most High says, "Seek him when he might be found." Verse 5, it says, "They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherwards, saying, Come and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. My people had been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray, and they have turned them away on their mountains. And they have gone from mountain to hills. They have forgotten their resting place." And that's what our people would have done. You've been relying on the government because you're going to take that chip when they present it to you and they make it mandatory. Our people have been relying on these false deities, these false gods, these false religions, these philosophies, and not turn to the true power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and devoted themselves to serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in a righteous way. So you're gonna be taking part of those who are deemed for judgment. That's why we say we're a hopeful elect. We say, Lord willing, and the Most High number us among His called and chosen elect. The last scripture I'm gonna get into is Jeremiah 51:45. It says, "My people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord." Now this ain't talking about like those dudes over at GOCC where they flying people out, or they were flying people out of here, out of America, into different lands and into Israel and all that madness. It's not talking about that. You can't flee out this judgment. It means basically turn from the ways of society, of what they're doing now, all the wicked stuff that's being pushed in your face right now, to have no parts of it. Take no parts of it. Pray to Yahweh Shemel Shai and walk in the righteous way in the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, clearing your mind of wickedness, rebuking Satan, and following the law, statutes, and commandments as best you can, and serve in the true power of the Most High. Flee out of this mentally. You can't get out of this physically. Only those that's going to make it out of here is those that's going to go up in those chariots, those chosen elect. Lord willing, me and my brothers are part of that. It's spoken of in Revelations, the 18th chapter and the 4th verse. It tells you that the deliverance is going to come through the holy angels when Yahweh Shai come. So this is talking about get out of the system of how the so-called white man pushes on the public. Verse 46, "And lest your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land." And this rumors, when you read in Revelations, I'm sorry, Slaki, really when you read in Matthew's 24th chapter, it talks about wars and rumors of wars. Well, the video I just played for you is all rumors of wars, but it's going to come to a physical war. It says, "And ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall a rumor and violence in the land, ruler against ruler." So you're going to have rumors and rumors, then you have violence come. and then one ruler is going to be going against other rulers. Therefore, behold, the day is come that I will do judgment upon the graven image of Babylon, talking about America, and her whole land shall be confounded, and her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Then the heaven and the earth and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon, sing for the falling of Babylon. For the spoiler shall come unto her from the north, saith the Lord. Who is the spoiler from the north? Go back to Ezekiel. Gog and Magog, those that are guard unto them. It's talking about Russia. Russia's that nation from the north that's going to come down. Verse 49. As Babylon had caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth. Why? Because all these other nations are going to shoot missiles on America. 200 million missiles prophesied in Revelation is going to be shot here on America. All the other nations that have nuclear capability. Matter of fact, let's jump down to the 13th verse. It says, because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited. Talking about America, aka Babylon, or Babylon the Great. But it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, and hiss at her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. So all the countries that are round about America, all ye that bend the bow, all you that have nuclear missile capabilities, shoot at her. Spare no arrow, for she had sinned against the Lord. So the Most High is going to put that spirit on all these nations to develop these, that has been developing nuclear missiles, ICBM missiles, all of them to be shot here at America. And it says spare no arrow. So if a country just has one nuclear missile, you shoot your one. Countries that have multiple nuclear missiles, the richer or the more wealthier nations, shoot all your nuclear missiles at America. It says spare none. They all gonna be shot. Shout against her round about. She had given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of the Lord, taketh vengeance upon her. As she had done, do unto her. So, if you want to keep reading, it goes all deep into to the other nations shooting missiles on America and Babylon being destroyed. It's beautiful. From Jeremiah 49 through Jeremiah 51 is some of my favorite scriptures. But the point of the matter is, the other nations are gonna all shoot missiles on. Even in that video, it tells you that there's in the video it talks about Australia being allies of America. They even gonna shoot missiles at America. All America's allies. It tells you that in Obadiah that they have been in league with thee, they have been in confederacy with thee, have laid a wound under thee. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna flip against you and they're gonna shoot their nuclear missiles against you, and that's gonna be a beautiful time, man. So with that, I'd like to bring this video to a close. I want to say all praise, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Arakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that's striving for salvation during these electrifying times. Shalom.